Welcome everybody back to LJ's Comic Bro. My name is Jay. I am the host for the show. And how was your motherfucking Christmas? Mine was awesome. I absolutely had a great Christmas when it comes to be able to spend whatever time that I personally could with my family. Unfortunately, my wife ended up getting really sick, so we weren't able to spend the time that we wanted to sit down, hang out with everybody, play games, and just spend time because that's what really Christmas is all about: is sharing and spending time with the ones that you love. So we're hoping to be able to do that within the next couple of days or so because my wife is about to get slammed at work. So with that, I haven't been able to catch up with my new comic books. It just didn't happen. I ended up reading about 8 of them. I have probably about 10 of them left, and they're my wife's side of the books, which was the Fall of X and a couple other books. So I am looking forward to be able to read those and be able to talk to you about them. But I do have a great replacement show for you. I want to be able to show some of the presents that my wife ended up picking up for me for Christmas. For those that ended up getting comic books for Christmas, I was one of those people. I'd love to be able to share them and show them off to you because I am excited that I even received them. My wife knew exactly what I wanted, and thank God I ended up getting them. So I'm pretty excited to be able to show those off. I also have a couple of the books that I ended up picking up for my wife, and I want to be able to show those off to you too. One of them, I am super excited to be able to add them to our registry, add them to our registry, or add them to our collection. So that being said, take care of a little business. If you like what's coming out of this mouth, if you would like the show, please please subscribe, please leave a comment. I like to be able to talk to you guys about whatever comic books or interest that you have going on in your mind. I'd like to be able to know what books that you're collecting. I'd like to know, what kind of books that you do like, the heroes, the villains. This is the show that I'd like to be able to talk to you about, because you can't do this all the time. I know there comes a point when, as a comic book fan, you can't talk about this with everybody. So this is the forum. I'd love to be able to hear about it with you guys. So please subscribe, leave a comment. Love to be able to hear about it. What books did you end up picking up for Christmas? That's probably some of the really coolest things that you'll end up getting from your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your husband, whatever that you got them from. Let's talk about those. So, down now that I got the little bit of business out of the way. First book I want to be able to talk to you about is The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 200. Look at that shiny little book. Now, they didn't do a lot of these books back then. I mean, it started in the 90s, but they're not as everywhere as they are at this point in time. This is a fan-fucking-tastic book. The Goblin's Amazing Spider-Man over the city of New York City. This is an awesome artwork. Beautiful issue. Issue 200. Direct copy. Absolutely love this book. The colors are just amazing. So this is probably when you're sitting there and you're looking at it just like, ah, you're just waiting for the lights and everything to be able to come down, shining down upon you with the shininess of those books. So I absolutely love The Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 200. Now, this one we ended up getting as a freebie. I've never heard of it, never seen it. It is a Kevin Smith book, which is awesome. If you guys love Kevin Smith, I'm a huge fan. I loved his Daredevil series. So to be able to sit here and get another comic book from Kevin Smith, so one day if I eventually get to meet him, I have a couple books for him to sign. This is Spider-Man Black Cat issue 1, Kevin fucking Smith, guys. The fat man himself. Beautiful. Beautiful artwork. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what it's about, other than it's Black Cat Spider-Man. I did not get a chance to read that book. All right, this is issue 203, The Amazing Spider-Man, the third appearance of the Dazzler. Look at that. That is just awesome. For all those that are collecting Dazzler stuff with Deadpool issue, yeah, Deadpool issue. With Deadpool number 3 coming out, this is one of those people are adding to their collection. So I was pretty excited to be able to pick that book up. All right, this is Amazing Spider-Man 249, Kingpin, Hobgoblin. This amazing book. Absolutely love this book. The artwork is awesome. I want to be able to finish up my Hobgoblin. I know there's one book that's going to be hard as hell to be able to get, especially in a good, especially in great shape. So I want to be able to finish up the Hobgoblin. I always call it the cheap man's version of cheap man's version of of him, of the Green Goblin, the cheap man's version of the Green Goblin. Now I love this issue. All right, I love the way it ends because this is basically the beginning of Secret Wars, right here. Or I should say, this is one of the issues of the beginning of Secret Wars. Each story had their own intro. They had the X-Men coming through. You had Fantastic Four. You had different ones and part of their different comics. And that's what I used to love about the early comic books. Everybody used to be able to bring the stories together. Unfortunately, I don't think it does that very well anymore. I don't think the left hand always knows what the right hand's doing. But in this issue, in the early issues, they absolutely did. This is Amazing Spider-Man 251. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 251. Green Hobgoblin's mask in hand. Awesome book. Awesome book. All right. This next issue is Amazing Spider-Man 257. So I think the second appearance of Puma. Love this book. Now, me showing these Amazing Spider-Man finally put me above, for Volume 1, over 100 in my collection for Amazing Spider-Man. At the point in time when I was, before I did this video, before I get these presents, I actually had more Volume 5 than I had Volume 1, which is absolutely absurd to me, especially as I sit here and I always look through my collections of Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and I'm like, oh, I got so many, and I know there's like 300 or 400 issues that actually came out for part of Volume 1. I only had like 97, so this actually put me at 101. So now, I told you guys I'm a huge Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham fan. Now, I maybe had like 3 or 4 issues, including the very first appearance, the very first issue of Peter Porker and Spectacular Spider-Ham. So my wife made sure that I didn't just get one. She made sure I picked up issue number 2. Now, these books are absolutely fun. I know there's no possible way they probably could do this unless there's just so much CGI in the movie, bringing Peter Porker to the main screen. I would love to see it. It would be fucking awesome. MCU, if you're listening, this would be great if you could fucking figure out how to do it really well. But I know there's no possible way. So, to me, this is just hope. This is issue. Oh, that was issue 14. I'm going to show you in backwards order here. And this is Peter Porker and Spectacular Spider-Ham, issue 13. Awesome book. Now, what I'm not going to show you is issue number 12. That is my frame issue. One day, someday, I will own that. But that is probably the most expensive book in the collection. And I don't know why. Most people fucking trash those things. Now they're coming back with the people collecting those books, including myself. So one day, someday, I will add that to my collection. But this is issue number 11. Peter Porker. Look at that. Newsstand. Now, a lot of these actually came in with the direct, or they had the little star on them. To me, I'm getting newsstands. So if they're off the newsstand, eventually they just get destroyed. Unlike the direct. So, like, having these in such great shape in newsstand, to me, I couldn't ask for a better fucking present. I really couldn't. Look at that. Absolutely awesome artwork. Great shape. And that was issue 10. This is issue 9. Now, if you ever get the collected edition of the epic edition of Peter Porker's Amazing Spider-Ham, this is the main cover for that issue, or for that book. Love this book. I get lost in the reading when I'm reading Peter Porker. I love the side characters, the weird characters. You know, my wife always asks me, "Why do you like this?" And I was like, "I don't know. They draw me in a little bit more than just a normal guy got bitten by a spider." And I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but guy got bitten by a spider. This is a pig who got bitten by a spider who is now acting. You know, it's a pig acting like a spider. This is a great story. I don't care. So this is issue number 8. Look at that. Another newsstand. Beautiful book. This is issue number 7. This stuff just brings joy to me. I sit here and I think about this, and I think about when I was a kid and I would read these books, and this is why it brings a lot more of a smile to me than anything, because I sit here and I really do think about that stuff. Getting yelled at instead of doing my homework, reading comic books. Issue number 6. Come on. We all can relate, right? Being surrounded by a bunch of fucking vegetables. Except that tomato, that's a fruit. But getting surrounded by a bunch of fucking vegetables. Come on, this is fucking awesome. Live fucking vegetables. Now, if Amazing Spider-Man had this happen to him, yes, I'd be upset, angry, and pissed. Like, what the fuck kind of writer is going on there? But Spider-Ham? Please, vegetables all motherfucking day. Here's another Peter Porker, Amazing Spider-Ham, issue number 5. Like I said, I had some of the later issues. I had first appearance. I had very first issue, but this is really fucking cool to be able to get the collection like this. And here's the direct, and this is what I was talking about. That little star there. Absolutely love issue number 4. This is so cool. And the stories themselves really draw you in. Makes you forget about things. You're just laughing throughout the whole thing. So, at least I do, as a Peter Porker fan. This is issue number 3, newsstand. And this is the countdown to the very, very last fucking issue. This is issue number 2 of Peter Porker and the Spectacular Spider-Ham. Newsstand. And this is really cool. Now, somehow Todd McFarlane is connected to this. I don't know how, because I'm sitting around, I look about the artwork, but every time you look at his bio, he's connected to this book somehow. So if you guys know how he is connected to this book somehow and what he did, please let me know. This is What the, issue number 3, starring Peter Porker. And somehow Todd McFarlane. All right. Now, that was my small collection that I ended up getting for Christmas. Now, this is a couple of books that I ended up picking up for my wife. I'm going to give you a little thing here right now. Just when you and this is talking from just now experience. When you plan for a Christmas present, always have a backup. I had so many things ordered for my wife, and unfortunately, none of them, zero came in. Then I was running around with a fucking like a chicken with a head cut off, trying to figure out something. I did pick her up some things, and throughout the year, her Christmas presents are supposed to be coming in, just really fucking late, which makes me feel like a shitty fucking husband. I and then she ended up getting sick, so I'm sitting there handing her these gifts, going, I feel so bad. I feel so motherfucking bad. Now she is eventually going to be getting those, but unfortunately, they just didn't come in. There was a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Um, that ended up never showing up. And the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff was it was a book, it was a script book, it was a I bought her adult coloring book for Nightmare Before Christmas. I had got her some pops. Like I said, it just unfortunately never fucking showed up. So I felt like shit when I sat there and I came in and I saw, bam, nothing ever in my cart to be able to, send home to her or bring home to her. All right, so we do have a baby. You guys have met him. His name is Groot. So I was unable to get the very first appearance of Groot. I've told you guys I'm poor. I don't know what you guys were fucking thinking. But I did get the second appearance, which comes in to King Size Annual, issue number 5, The Incredible Hulk, the second appearance of Groot. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. The spine looks amazing. Obviously, it's newsstand, how old it is, but look at that. Absolutely love this book. Plus, one day we can get it graded because there's Groot right there on the cover. She did love that. And I just, like I said, I felt so bad. Another thing, when you get on Whatnot and they say a lot, there's a lot coming out, meaning thinking more than one book coming out, make sure you know that there's a bunch of fucking books coming out before you end up doing that. Before you just make sure, because they said a lot. They did one book at a time. That's not a lot. That's here's a single issue. This is a cool issue, though. At least this is issue 214, Uncanny X-Men. Dazzler joins the fucking X-Men. Look at that. There's another fucking Dazzler book here. Awesome. Beautiful artwork, though. Chris Claremont. Look, lot 79. No, this is not a lot. This is a single issue. You should have just said, here comes this fucking single issue. Whatever. But this is the book. This is the bad boy. This is the one that kind of saves some saving grace. Now, when we were at Baltimore Comic Con, there was one particular book that my wife kept going back and looking at and kept holding in her hands. It was not graded. It was just there. So I had a chance to be able to look around and be able to find this book. Honestly, she spent a lot more time there than she actually remembers. We kept going back to this distributor to keep looking at this book. Every time I went over there, she was right there looking at the same book. I was looking at the first appearance of, not Cindy Moon, but the very first appearance of, dear God, I'm just drawing blanks here at this time. So, like I said, I was going there looking at another book. I'd always find her there just staring at this one issue. This is the very first appearance of Mimic. At a 4.0, X-Men, issue 19. I think the very, very end, and I could be wrong, and dear God, point me out if I am, this is the very last issue that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby both worked on together of the X-Men. this was it. At a 4.0, she did. She as soon as she got this, she looked at it just the way she looked at it, like, ah, and so I was pretty happy about that. So, like I said, this is an amazing book. I was pretty excited to be able to at least get this for her. I also got her a walking, talking group and dances. I'm hoping that makes up for a little bit. So now she gets to be entertained while she's by herself in the office watching dancing group. It had a lot of words to be able to make it talk and walk and stuff like that. So I'm hoping she has a lot of fun with that. And that was my Christmas show. So if you like what you're watching, if you like what you're seeing, please, dear God, like, subscribe, put the little 2 thumbs up, and share, and leave a comment, because the best part about doing this show is be able to have these kind of conversations with people with like interest. That being said, please let me know in the comments what your Christmas was about. What did you get? Tell me a little bit about comic books that you ended up getting from your loved ones, friends, family, whatever. I'll be able to have that conversation with you. So, hopefully 2024 be able to ends up being a better year for you. And if you're sad that 2023 is almost over, tick tock, it's almost motherfucking over. Don't worry, it's only a few more days. So from my family to your family, with all the love in the world, I'll see you all again next year.